Hey, what's up, YouTube? Well, I think we found the winning formula. We put the camera just a little bit further back, and that way my face will catch more of the light. Okay? So, what I want to talk about today is yet another video about Yahoo Answers, and something I realized after I posted my last video about 14 years on the site. Something really sad came to my realization, and it's the fact that the site is shutting down. Oh my gosh, I never thought I'd see the day. Yahoo Answers is discontinuing the question answer site. Basically, like, it'll be in read-only mode tomorrow. So basically today is the last day for Yahoo Answers. And I just can't believe that, because it's like for so many years, I was so proud of that. And I wouldn't say it gave me a sense of purpose. Well, in the beginning it did. Like, as I was reaching level 7, I felt a sense of purpose and then accomplishment in October once I reached level 7. And I didn't just instantly stop trying, once I got to level 7. I continued to earn more points. You need 25,000 points to be at level 7. And I think my profile got to 125,000. And then that's when I basically parked it, so to speak, and stopped earning points. But I just feel like it's so sad, that they're discontinuing Yahoo Answers, and that really kind of hit me hard. I'm not going to cry about it, but I definitely will feel like something is missing, and sure, there are other Q&A sites, but I won't be a level 7 participant with 95% best answer or more. Sure, I could. Well, I'm definitely not going to go back to Reddit, which I would love to post the link to why, but it just makes me sick to even read it. I don't even want to, like, I had such a bad experience on Reddit that I don't even want to read that post ever again. It's in archive mode, which I'm glad about that. Nobody can post new comments on it, but it just, some of the stuff I've actually read on that site just makes me literally sick. Like, I can't stand it. Some of the stuff that people are allowed to post on there, and it looks like there's just no, unlike Yahoo Answers, which a lot of people hated it because of the strict moderation, at least in the beginning. A lot of people hated the site, and to an extent, I had lots of violations. But you have to have some strict moderation to keep people from, just abusing others, and I was harassed on Yahoo Answers, so I had a pretty bad experience when I was participating with my real name, which is part of the reason, I don't use my real name on most sites. Only when I absolutely have to post pictures of myself do I use my actual birth name. And it's because of some of the horrible things that have been done to me online, just, I don't even want to go into it, what people have said to me or about me, except to say that I just feel so much better with the cushion of at least using a name that isn't mine. Yes, it is a real name. For instance, the name I was using on Yahoo Answers, Robert, and now Prince Rob, sure, that is a real name. There are real people named Robert, but the fact that it isn't my actual given name, just makes me feel like there's a cushion between, like, if someone, like, probably the worst thing that was ever done to me on Yahoo Answers was, when I was using my real name, like the one that I was actually born with and that I'm known by on Facebook, I was using that name on Yahoo Answers. Just my first name, basically, was my screen name. Um, like every single day, this one guy would he would clone my profile, and what that means is he would create another account, another Yahoo account, um, and copy my avatar, which was, like I say, the little cartoon person at the time, and my bio and everything, and my screen name, and he would post these horrible sexual questions in my name. And I think he took a disliking to me because, it was, I mean, as you well know, the one great constant in my life since I don't know when has been my poop fetish, so to speak. I've always had this problem of being fascinated with poop, whether it's in a comical way, a sexual way, I can't quite figure it out. Maybe a combination of the two. Um, but I'm just extremely fascinated with poop and all things poop related. But I've always had this problem all my life of seeking out such content, such as the Rugrats show in and of itself. But then I feel guilty for enjoying that kind of stuff, and I end up insulting people. Like on Yahoo Answers, people would ask questions like, "Have you ever sharded?" Um, and I would tell them, "No, that's disgusting. You're a freak," or something like that. What, like, you're a sick freak for posting that question. Um, and yes, that's a violation of the community guidelines because you're not supposed to insult other users. And I kind of realized that as I went along and stopped doing it. But, it's like I felt compelled to search for these things. But then I would be so guilty inside. I'd feel so much guilt over, this fascination that I have, that I would either end up insulting the asker and or I would report the question, for whatever I could say it was in violation for, like chatting or whatever. Um, it's like I would search these things because I was fascinated, but then the guilt would cause me to insult the asker or report the question. And I think I really got on the bad side of this one person way back in 2006 who cloned my profile repeatedly and would ask horrible questions that literally had me in tears. Um, and I just felt so helpless because, by the time they get around to suspending these clone accounts, a lot can happen, and, they'll just turn right around and make another one. The minute that one gets suspended, they'll just make a new one because that's how little they care about their accounts. Okay, well, I, on the other hand, I have that natural female nurturing instinct. I've thought of these accounts as my babies, so to speak. These puppet accounts, they were my dress up dolls. They gave me a reason for wanting to get up in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And I really should have been more into my college and not gotten involved in that. Um, I honestly wish that we had all been suspended, meaning myself and all these puppet accounts, within the first week, because that way it wouldn't have hurt so bad when I did get suspended on 18 accounts. I wish we had been suspended when it was only like 4 or 5 of them. And here I am referring to them like as if they're real people. But anyway, so, they discontinued the 360 page, which was like a little Yahoo MySpace account, by 2009. And then I think they discontinued the avatars, which were little cartoon people, in 2013. So, over the years, even though I only lost the answers portion of these accounts, I sort of kept them active, but one by one, I'd eventually delete them as I just couldn't keep up with that many accounts. I've reached level 7 on 2 accounts, level 6 on 4 total accounts, and, the lower levels just a ridiculous number of times. But my main level 7 account has 125,000 points, and it's crazy, but now they may have changed it, but I actually memorized the profile identifier And what that means is all answers profiles begin with answers.yahoo.com, and they're pretty much identical up to a certain unique profile identifier, AYCRNZEBAA. Okay, so that's basically, well, it won't be anymore, but I was so proud of that account because it was at level 7 with 95% best answer. And even though the gender was not what I actually am in real life, um, I was just so proud of it. You know, I was actually a top contributor. I had the little orange badge. I even had the green border around my avatar because I was at the top of one of the leaderboards for personalization, which basically means that I would answer people's questions about their Yahoo Mail and tell them how to do it, which of course is obsolete because these answers are more than a decade old and it's changed so much that it might no longer be true. You know, that might not be how you do what I was telling them how to do anymore. So, yeah, I was proud of that account, and I feel really sad knowing that, you know, I feel like I wasted my 20s. I feel like I just voted hundreds of times a day for nothing now. It's like, what good did that do me in the long run to vote 100 times a day? Like, I would literally wake up sometimes at 2 a.m. just to vote 100 times, you know, to get 100 free points, basically. 100 easy points. Um, and I would vote in categories that tended to have a low number of answers, so to speak, so that I wouldn't have a lot of answers to choose from, if you will. Like, you vote in these categories where they usually have one answer, then you don't really have to choose between a bunch of answers. You just vote for the one and only answer that's there. So it's a very easy way to get 100 points. Well, way back in the days when they had the voting system. But then they scrapped the voting system, and I feel like that's one of the many things that caused their site to lose popularity. They made it very hard to level up. You know, it used to be so easy. Like, it was actually my New Year's resolution. Like, I had been suspended in 2006, November 2006, and I decided that my New Year's resolution in 2007 was to reach level 7 somehow on some account. Um, and I calculated mathematically that even if you never answered a single question, you could do that within 9 months if you voted every single day. Okay, well, I did that within 6 months because, of course, I answered questions. And I answered the ones with no other answers so that I could get a high best answer percentage and a lot of, you know, extra points. Like, you get 10 extra points if it's the best answer. So I would get best answer by default simply by being the only answer on the page. And so the only thing I had to worry about was someone voting no best answer, which unfortunately was done to me. You know, I wasn't trolled as badly as when I had been participating with my real name, but you know, they did have some people come after me, you know, just like on YouTube. You know, every day I'd see thumbs downs on my answers, you know, just like I'm seeing thumbs downs on my videos. And sometimes people would target me with this no best answer option so that my answers would be deleted rather than win best answer. You know, the whole question would just be deleted. So yeah, I had a lot of haters, you know, even then, even though I did everything in my power to be nice and polite and, you know, not really offend people like I had before. Um, and I did get a few violations along the way, usually in my questions. Like, people would just report them for being too long or too chatty or whatnot. They didn't agree with what I had to say, but thankfully I didn't get suspended, which I've always had that fear of, you know, that this level 7 account would become yet another error message, you know, just like all the others. But, and what's really sad is a lot of these accounts that got suspended, you know, on various occasions. Like, I've actually had accounts that had no violations whatsoever, but they were suspended, you know, simply for voting the same way I did, you know, to try to combat that no best answer thing that they were doing to me. You know, both when I participated as my original real self and when I participated as this alter ego Robert, so to speak. You know, I've had so many people, you know, that just voted no best answer or they may have had multiple accounts doing it, that they didn't care about getting suspended, but they would vote no best answer just to hurt me, just so that I wouldn't have such a high best answer percentage. So yeah, I had some good times and bad times with Yahoo Answers, but it's really sad that something I devoted so much of my time into is going away.